It has been a while. Hello. I haven't made a Fable video in almost 7 months. No, that one doesn't count. But I found something I really wanted to talk about, and I hope you find it as interesting as I did. From the title, you'll probably recognize what we're covering, so grab yourself a health potion and some food, hero, because we're going on an adventure to explore the mystery of the Fable Anniversary World Map. In 2014, 10 years after Fable's original release, we were given a remaster where we could explore Albion once again with a completely upgraded graphical style. Some loved it, and some just preferred the original style, but Fable Anniversary included something that was not in Fable or Fable The Lost Chapters. When loading up the game, we see the stunning new animated world map, and to the left of it, we find what appears to be a coded message. I have covered so much Fable on this channel, and I have never figured out what this code was, what it meant, or even if it was intended to be deciphered. It can, and in this video, we're going to explore it. To discover what the message is, we're going to need to decipher the code, and for that, we'll need a key to understand what each symbol means. Luckily, a friend of mine happened to send me over this key, Secrets of Fable, and was the inspiration for making this video. After looking into who created this key, I found that it was formed on the Dead Hamster, which used to be a fan-made Lionhead community forum. Anyway, as you can see here, in the Albion runes key, each symbol is linked to a letter. U and V have the same symbol, and Z doesn't even have one. In the coded message, we cannot see any full stops, commas, or any form of punctuation, so we'll just figure that out as we go. After a couple of hours of zooming in on each paragraph and applying the correct letter to the correct symbol, we have a readable message. When we take into account that the double spaces between these symbols appear to represent a full stop, an apostrophe, and so forth, we get a fully coherent 4 paragraphs to read. There were also a few mistakes, so I have fixed them. Now deciphered, we have a message in English. The message reads, "Map making takes more than a steady hand. It takes nerves of steel. The modern map maker must trek through hob-infested forests, sail pirate-controlled seas, battle bandits and hollow men, wasp queens and krakens." Such dangers meant no true map of Albion existed until John Speed undertook his journey across Albion, drawing its hills and woods, and recording its towns, inns, brothels and cheesemakers. Sadly, John Speed never saw the success of his great work, Ye Picture Map of Mighty Albion. Shortly after completing the map, John was killed in a duel arising from the use of his uncle's sextant. It fell to John's wife, Michelle, to publish her in-guide. To Albion, this early publishing smash hit, in turn, funded the continuation of John's work through the founding of Albion's Cartographers Guild. This map is as close to the original as we could produce, and whilst there have also been many doubts cast on its accuracy, some claim the drawing of the Kraken merely represents terra incognito, and that John's constant talk of the sand goose are the mere ravings of a deluded madman. For now, Ye Picture Map of Mighty Albion remains Albion's most accurate piece of map making, and we can only wonder what secrets hid between the covers of John Speed's uncompleted memoir, John Speed Wanderlust, a traveller's guide to Albion's brothels. It is known, traveller, Ye Picture Map of Mighty Albion by John is drawn smaller than the real world. Oakvale and Barrowfields might look less than a chicken egg. Apart from the actual road is several miles and a bit. Forests, hills, and monsters aren't to scale either, and some stuff might have been added where they actually aren't. Oh, and the river at the bottom is probably a beer stain. Who is John Speed? It appears from John Speed Wanderlust, a traveller's guide to Albion's brothels, that this map was created as he cheated on his wife, I guess. But from this indiscretion, the people of Albion were able to form Albion's Cartography Guild and map the world after his death. This also helps explain the discrepancy between the maps of Fable and Fable 2. It's a common, I guess, issue in the Fable fandom that the world maps are very different in between games, and in the hidden message we find out that the map in Fable is inaccurate. It literally says it on the map, because John drew some regions smaller than they actually are and added bits in that weren't there. Although many fans would not understand what this coded message meant, like myself until now, I like that Lionhead were likely aware of the fandom's confusion on the difference between the maps in Fable and Fable 2, and so they addressed it in a way, whilst there have also been many doubts cast on its accuracy. This, I think, is aimed at the fans who have questioned the map. 500 years can change a lot, but not to the extent we saw. It's 2022 now. Even 8 years after the game's release, I am still discovering things about the game, and if you have never come across this before either, I am glad I could bring it to you. I did go a step further to see if these Albion runes could be used to translate anything in the game, but I couldn't find anything that matched the symbols. There are a few signposts, but they just have generic scribblings on them that do not translate to anything. In terms of John's speed, I checked every graveyard in Fable for any mention of John or his wife to see if there was anything more to their story, but it appears that their lasting legacy was only the map and their coded message. If anything, this message just expands our understanding of Fable, and for that, discovering this message just helps with that wait for the new Fable game in development. This is pretty different to what I normally create, but it was something new for me and genuinely interesting. Thanks again to Secrets of Fable for recommending I create a video on this. The channel is in the description. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and a comment on your thoughts to boost that algorithm. It would help a lot. I would also like to thank my patrons and channel members who are on the screen right now, and an extra special thank you to my gold tier patrons and channel members: Jonas, Lewis, Queen Arby, Fluffy the Dragon, and Mr. M791. What did you think of this? Had you deciphered this already, and what do you think happened to Michelle? Now, hero, enjoy your day. Bye.